Join me as I take on the challenge of mastering jungle tips to turn my fails into wins. Let's see if I can level up my jungling game. Jungling is an essential part of any multiplayer online battle arena game, and it's what separates the champions from the losers. A good jungler can completely flip the script of a game, turning a close match into a dominating win. But, despite its importance, many players struggle to get it right, and that's exactly what I want to talk about today. One of the biggest mistakes players make when it comes to jungling is that they think it's all about smashing monsters and getting as much gold and experience as possible. They think that if they can just farm fast enough, they'll be able to take on the enemy team and come out on top. But that's just not how it works. Jungling is about so much more than just farming. It's about vision control, objective takes, and roaming. And if you're not focusing on those aspects, you're going to get left behind. Another common misconception is that jungling is all about individual skill. Sure, having good mechanics and reaction time is important, but jungling is also about teamwork and communication. If you're not working with your teammates to set up ambushes and trap the enemy, you're not going to get very far. And don't even get me started on players who think they can just solo jungle and ignore their team's needs. Newsflash, you're not a solo laner, you're a jungler, and your job is to support your team. A lot of players also underestimate the importance of Smite. They think it's just a useless spell that they only need to use to secure objective takes, but that's not true. Smite is a game changer in team fights, and if you're not using it to zone enemies or secure kills, you're wasting its potential. And let's not forget about the importance of tracking the enemy jungler's movements. If you're not keeping an eye on where they are and what they're doing, you're going to get caught out and lose objectives. So, how can you avoid these common mistakes and start jungling like a pro? Well, first of all, you need to focus on your pathing. You need to be able to navigate the jungle quickly and efficiently, and that means knowing the best routes to take and when to take them. You also need to work on your timing, making sure you're hitting your objectives at the right time and not getting caught out by the enemy team. And, of course, you need to communicate with your teammates, letting them know when you're coming to gank and when you need their help. One effective strategy is to focus on early game invasions. If you can get into the enemy jungle early and start taking objectives, you can set the tone for the rest of the game and put the enemy team on the back foot. Another strategy is to focus on counter jungling, using your abilities to deny the enemy jungler farm and objectives. And don't be afraid to get creative. Sometimes, taking an unconventional route or using an unexpected ability can catch the enemy off guard and give you an advantage. But, in my opinion, the key to successful jungling is to focus on your macro game. You need to be thinking about the big picture, about how your actions are going to impact the game as a whole. Are you taking objectives to set up for future team fights, or are you just taking them for the sake of taking them? Are you using your abilities to zone enemies and control vision, or are you just using them to farm? If you can focus on your macro game, you'll start to see real improvements in your jungling. The biggest aha moment for me was when I realized that jungling isn't just about me, it's about my team. I used to think that if I could just farm fast enough and get enough gold, I could take on the enemy team by myself. But that's not how it works. Jungling is a team effort, and if you're not working with your teammates, you're going to fail. It's about setting up ambushes, trapping the enemy, and working together to take objectives. And when you finally have that realization, that's when your jungling starts to take off. To sum it up, jungling is about so much more than just farming and getting gold. It's about vision control, objective takes, and roaming. It's about teamwork and communication, and it's about focusing on your macro game. So, if you want to improve your jungling, make sure you're not making these common mistakes, and start thinking about how you can support your team. Thanks for watching, and if you've got any jungling tips to share, leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my other videos for more tips and tricks to help you improve your gameplay.
Shut down! Double kill!
Darkness renewed.
Gather up the turtle!